Hang on, I gotta take a sip. That's what's doing. Okay guys, it's me, Kinghuman. Listen up. I want to do another video. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. It's called Lunch with Friends, where I sit down and I talk to you as if you were my buddy and we were sitting down and having a conversation over lunch. And why would you listen to me? Because obviously you're my friend and you've seen me go from an idiot truck driver, which I used to be, to somebody that's made well over 7 figures in online income. So that's no small achievement. And that's why I want to impart my wisdom to you. I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want to try and get you on your path to success and tell you how to make money online. Because I'm a genius and I've learned a lot of things. So I want to give you this gift. Here it comes. Listen up. I'm going to take another sip before we even get into it. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why haven't you succeeded up to this point? What's wrong with you? What's going on? Are you an idiot? No, you're not an idiot. You have been programmed for failure. So I can probably guarantee at this point that you've probably bought a bunch of courses, you've tried them, a bunch of shiny objects, and nothing has worked for you up to this point. How do I know this? Because you're watching this video, and if you had bought something that had worked for you, you wouldn't still be looking for ways to make money online. You'd be implementing what you've learned, and you would be making money online. It's that simple. So you're watching this video to learn how to make money online, how to become self-empowered, but nothing is working for you. Why is that? Well, let's get into it. This is what really pisses me off. You have been programmed for failure by the system. The system being the public education system. Even the private education system. If you went to a private school, if you went to public school, whatever. The schools out there are designed to do one thing. Program you to be a source of cheap labor for the corporations and the plutocrats of the world. Think about this. Back when we first came to the United States as pioneers, we were all in business for ourselves. We were all self-empowered entrepreneurs. We were an agrarian society, so we were either farmers or ranchers, because that's all there was. So if you wanted to exist, you raised livestock or you raised vegetables or crops. And everybody did that. They got a piece of land and they became self-empowered. They produced what they needed to live. Then the Industrial Revolution came along. And all of a sudden, these businesses, these corporations, Ford Motor Company, who put together the first assembly line, needed skilled workers. So they came up with schools so that they could educate people out of that agrarian mentality of being farmers, ranchers, and teach them how to work machines. And that's what schools did. They were programming factories so that Henry Ford and all these other big corporations that were sprouting up could have a pool of semi-talented employees that they could just reach in and plug into their corporation, pay pennies, and they had a source of cheap labor to grow their huge corporations upon. They grew their corporations on the backs of these people that were programmed to be cheap labor. And you know what? That's what schools did to people, and they've never changed. They continue to program people to be employees so that they can get a JOB, which stands for just over broke. Schools don't teach people how to become self-empowered, how to become independent, how to become the boss. For the most part, schools teach people how to work for someone else at a wage so that they could be a wage slave. It pisses me off because I was a wage slave, driving a truck, doing shit jobs. I never knew there was a better way until I discovered making money online, which for me was a tough transition because I'm an old guy. I'm a geezer, right? So when I was coming up in the world and looking for careers to get into, the internet didn't exist. Computers didn't exist. None of these opportunities existed. So, you know, what was available to me? Well, first of all, what did school teach me? School taught me shit. It taught me fucko. It taught me to read, to do basic arithmetic, and formulate a sentence so that I could go out there and become somebody that a corporation could exploit and pay me cheap amount of money and make a lot of money off of my labors. Pissed me off. Then the internet came, and all of a sudden there was amazing opportunities just at my fingertips. But because I was old and I didn't grow up with the internet, being 20 years old and growing up with it, I had a disadvantage. But I learned that shit and became self-empowered. I got my education in it because I knew that was a wave of the future. And that's what you have to do. You have to become self-empowered. But more importantly than that, you have to get rid of that shit programming that school put in your heads, teaching you that the best thing you can do is to become an employee for somebody else. The best thing you could hope for was maybe become a manager at a McDonald's. Screw that. What about becoming the guy that owns 55 McDonald's franchises? Where do they teach that in school? They don't. Pisses me off. You need to change your mindset. Nothing is too much to ask for. And that's a problem. A lot of people have self-limiting belief systems. They've been taught by the people around them that they're not good enough to be big money earners, to be self-employed. Oh, you'll never be able to do that. You know, here's the thing. Have you ever bought a course online and you're really excited about it, right? You buy this course and the sales page gets you really excited because it promises you all this stuff. Hey, you're going to be self-empowered. You're going to be able to make all this money online. It's great, isn't it? And you get all excited about it and you tell your friends. And your friends say, oh, that's bullshit. You're never going to make that happen. That's not going to happen. See, that's negative programming. And because you've gotten it all your life, it becomes ingrained in your psyche to the point where it's very difficult to overcome that. Yeah, you'll make some effort, but deep down in your subconscious, you do not believe that you can be a success. So what happens? Self-sabotage. And that's a real thing. Fear of success and self-sabotage is real. So you have to overcome all of that negative programming that you've had for all of these years. And it's not easy to do. One of the hardest things to do in life is to unlearn something. Unlearn something that has been ingrained in you from day one. And unfortunately, for 99.9% of us, the stuff that has been ingrained in our brains is we're not good enough to be rich. We're not good enough to be self-empowered. We're not going to ever be a success. So just go get that crappy job and be happy. Hopefully you'll be able to pay your bills and you won't have to have 20 freaking roommates living with slobs like a bunch of swine in a pen. It makes me so angry. So, I guess what I'm getting at here is the key to success and making money online is your mental attitude. And with that in mind, I want to give you a free course that is going to reprogram your mind for success, because that's the foundation for your success. Not buying another course here and there and trying it out. That's never going to work for you unless you have the right mental attitude. Your mental attitude is the foundation that you build your success upon. If you have a crappy foundation, you can build a success structure on it, but it's just going to crumble because you built it on sand. You need a solid, concrete foundation, and that starts with your mental attitude. Are you still with me? Okay, cool. Because you've watched this video to this point, you've demonstrated that you're one of the few and not the many. And that's good. That's huge. That's a great start. But you also need to reprogram your mind. So let's start with giving you a free course on reprogramming your mind. The link is going to be below. Click that link, go take that course. It's free. You don't have to opt in. You don't have to give your email address. No bullshit like that. Click the link. It's on you. Do you do it? Or do you sit there, twiddle your thumbs, lay on the couch, eating Cheetos and watching TV? Do you really want success? Or are you just giving yourself lip service? Are you just walking through the steps like a zombie so that you can give yourself an excuse and say, I tried? Or do you really want success? Okay, that's my lecture for today. Booyakasha. Maximum respect. Bayanara. And donate a few bucks to help us a kid at St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids. Cheers.